What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another WWE review for Friday Night Smackdown. And this Smackdown, just like Raw, which is more so getting everything prepared for next weekend, which is WrestleMania. And so there wasn't really nothing too big going on. There was just fun little promos. The hype up was already there, and like I said, get things in motion. They started off with they kicked the show off with a straight to a match. They didn't do a promo, which was Cody Rhodes versus Ludwig Kaiser. And at first, I'm like, this is a random matchup, but apparently this was on their little socials thing. Forgot what they called it on SmackDown, but apparently Ludwig Kaiser picked a fight with Cody because Cody eliminated Gunther. So that's how this match came about. And it was actually, what surprised me about this match was that it had blah blah blah. I got tongue tied. What surprised me about this match was that it went on for so long. I didn't think it was gonna get this length of time. I thought it was gonna be like a maybe 10 and 15 minutes. I think it went for like 13, not even. I thought it was gonna be like a 5 to 10 minute match, but it went on for like 15 to 20. I'm like, holy crap! If you count the commercial breaks and all that type of stuff. This was a decent sized match. And Ludwig actually, they let Ludwig actually have some offense and actually give Cody Rhodes, as Wade Barrett said, a barn burner. But at the end, he hit a Cody cutter and crossroads to beat Ludwig Kaiser. All the while, Paul Heyman was first standing up at the top of the ramp by the entrance, and then Solo would come out with him, and then they both would make their way to the ring. To which now we get the first technically promo of the night, which is Paul Heyman saying he had to apologize to Cody Rhodes because he said the announcer messed up his name. So he did his whole reigning, defending stick. And he said, and challenger to Roman Reigns. And then, he said Cody Rhodes. And then, but he was informing Cody that he had a little road bump on his way to WrestleMania, and that on Monday he will be having a match against a one-on-one match against Solo, and that if he survives Solo, then he will meet face to face with Roman Reigns. Because all roads don't lead to WrestleMania; it leads to the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. And Cody would say that he, just like he said before, Solo is not ready, and that at WrestleMania your boy the Tribal Chief won't be ready either. And he's basically confident that he's going to beat Roman Reigns, which I am more confident. I'm confident in too. I'm about 90% sure that Roman Reigns is losing the titles this year at WrestleMania, because that's what since the whole leaks and stuff, it's been said that that's basically what the plan, that was basically what the buildup is. The only thing that's happened that the leaks, or the little rumors said was going to happen that didn't happen was that we didn't have Cody become a champion early. Roman didn't split the titles early and nothing like that. They kept both titles on Roman basically until WrestleMania. But other than that, everything else happened. The whole Kevin Owens being the challenger, being Roman Reigns' next title defense. Then Sami being, Sami leaving the bloodline because of Roman, and then being the next challenger. And then Sami and Kevin Owens reuniting to challenge the Usos for the titles. So, bar none, is pretty much Kevin Owens. The rumor said that Kevin Owens and Sami will be the ones to beat the Usos, and then Cody Rhodes would beat Roman, and then they'll split the titles afterwards. But I'm getting carried away here. We got a Charlotte Flair promo next, which is funny as it is. She saw that she came up. She gave like an educational speech about nepotism and all this other stuff. It was like a weird promo. Like about fear. She said fear, nepotism, and was something else. And it was insecure and being insecure. And she said she doesn't. The reason she doesn't fear Ronda. She said fear is. She said the reason why she doesn't fear Ronda because she respects not Ronda, Rhea, is because she respects Rhea, and she said that's why she never she named all the other. She named Nikki, Brie, all these other women competitors, and she said that's why she never feared them because she respect them, and that she respect Rhea, and that she said. She said insecurity. She said you did. She did say she admitted she was insecure, and then she talked about how everybody she built a house of bricks from everything that from every brick that everybody, including the fans, thrown at her, and that that it was okay for her to be insecure and that she loved her dad and blah blah blah, and that basically she gonna reign supreme at WrestleMania. It's a weird promo. But it was like it was a weird promo because she only mentioned Rhea once, and she mostly talked about like I said, gave an educational promo about nepotism, fear, and insecurities. And then we got the next match, which is Rey Mysterio versus LA Knight, built off of last week in the backstage promo between them two, in which they had a okay match, but Dominic Mysterio making good on his promise would come out and basically watch from ringside, but due to the distraction and Dominic stopping Rey Mysterio from hitting the 619, LA Knight would be able to pull off the victory, getting a victory over a Hall of Fame, and not a future Hall of Famer, a guaranteed Hall of Famer because he's been inducted into the Hall of Fame next week, and he you know, and then. Dominic would basically cut a promos to try to say that, you know, he's still challenging him, trying to see if that's good enough to get him to fight, but Rey Mysterio would say no and leave the ring. So then he went to the mom and basically taunted Rey Mysterio about talking to the mom, telling her how she knew Rey Mysterio was a deadbeat, but then he said, of course you knew because you was right there with him, like. She not said he didn't say she was being a deadbeat, but he said she was, you know, there comforting him while he was being a deadbeat. But then he said she was a deadbeat mom for allowing it, and that after a while getting disrespectful, his sister tried to get involved, but he told her to sit down, and then as time went on, she had enough, snatched the microphone. Dominic's mom, he ready to say something to him, he snatched the microphone back, telling her to shut up. And this was enough. Rey Mysterio walked back down the ramp, punched his son, and then yelled at him saying, "This, you made me do this. I didn't want to hit you. You made me hit you. You don't disrespect your mom like that. That is my wife." And then he finally said, "Enough is enough. You want your fight at WrestleMania, you got it." And it was made official later on that day that Rey Mysterio and Dominic will be fighting at WrestleMania. Though I don't know if it's gonna be on night 1 or night 2. I feel like this is a night 1 match. We then got to the next. I guess the next qualifying. I had forgot all about this, but I get the qualifying for the women's. For the women's little tag team showcase. I forgot that Liv Morgan and Raquel already qualified. So this was the next qualifying match. It was Lacey Evans and Xia versus Ashanti and Natalya. With the match being okay, like I said, I really wasn't too into it, but it was an okay match, and Ashanti and Natalya got the victory. Now, the best thing about this is that now we know that it's going to be Liv Morgan and Raquel versus Sami and Nat, but we also got another team that was put into the match, because Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler will come out and taunt everybody in the ring because they had injured almost everybody out there at ringside, including Liv. And Raquel was either injured or mentally, because Shayna even mentioned how they either broke or something. Then when she got to Liv, she said, "And we mentally broke you." But they revealed that they was added to the match. Which means that we only got one more qualifying match next week, because now we only need one set of team. Which rumor says that it's supposed to still be Carmella and Chelsea Green, but who knows? But yeah, and then they almost got into a brawl, but then Ronda said no, because after everything we did for these people, they still boo us, they still mistreat us, and we gave them enough by just being here. So they said we'll wait till WrestleMania. Then we went from the match / promo to another promo, which is the contract signing that been advertised throughout the night between Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, and Gunther. Now, I want to point out here, because we're going to come back to this little tidbit later, that Sheamus and Drew came out in ring and regular street clothes. Gunther came out in ring gear. Now, the reason why I wanted to point out that Gunther came out in ring gear because Sheamus came out with the Brawling Brutes. And Ridge Holland was in street clothes, but not Butch. Butch was in ring gear. More on that later. But the contract signing went as it goes. This was the weird part about it. Gunther is still complaining that he has to face both Sheamus and Drew, and I don't know what it was about that. That's what threw this whole promo off for me. Was that really I was stuck on it, but he started getting in Adam Pearce's face. Sheamus and Drew would cut a promo on each other. Sheamus was saying that before Gunther came out, Sheamus would say that Drew was a backstabber because he told Drew one goal he wanted to accomplish. And then he felt like Drew backstabbed him, but also trying to win the Intercontinental Championship. And he explained to Drew explained to Sheamus that he's making it personal when it shouldn't be. We should have went and had a pint. We always fight, but we should went and had a pint afterwards. But now you making it personal for some reason. With Sheamus saying that Drew made it personal, but Drew said that it's been track record has proven I could beat Gunther and you can't, and they would get into each other's faces, but Adam Pearce would calm them down, and then they would sign the contract. That's where Gunther came out and got into Adam Pearce's faces, demanding why he still got to face both of them at WrestleMania. But Adam Pearce would once again calm him down to get him to sign the contract, and he said, "Fine, are you happy?" He said, "I would do whatever I have to do to defend and retain this title. That means I have to beat you. I will beat you talking to Drew. I will beat you talking to Sheamus." He said, "I will beat you talking to Ridge Holland." Then he looked at Butch and he said, "What's wrong? What are you looking at?" That Butch would attack Drew McIntyre coming back to while they both was in ring gear. I mean, not Drew McIntyre, Gunther. They ended up having a match. That was the end of that promo. Once Butch attacked Gunther, that promo was over with. And now we got the next match, which is Gunther versus Butch. And this was an okay match. Bar they had distractions from from the outside from Sheamus and Drew. But then they would get into a fight with each other and hit each other, and that would distract Butch, allowing Gunther to, cause I think Butch was trying to hit Gunther, but because Gunther got in Drew's face, but Gunther would get out the way, and Butch would accidentally hit Drew. Drew would get up on the apron and try to get in Butch's face, but Sheamus would pull him down. That's when they started hitting each other, and that distraction allowed Gunther to get the win over Butch. But then Sheamus would get into the ring to get the face-to-face with Gunther. And then Drew tried to claymore Sheamus, but he moved out the way, and Gunther got claymore, and then they two were standing face to face to end all things. It was an okay match, but the promo was kind of weird. And then we got the main event promo, or the main event, which wasn't a match. That's why I said main event promo, because it really wasn't a match. It was just a promo where the KO with Sami, where Kevin Owens had Sami as the special guest. They had a little fun tongue in cheek about how to announce Sami Zayn. And they talked about what they're on the verge of doing. Sami brought to attention that they're on the verge of winning the tag team titles at WrestleMania, starting from what they did all the way in Quebec, Canada, starting from nothing all the way up to here. And it kept on saying, no, I realized that, and that I got another shirt for you. He said, "Remember I told you a while back that you needed a new shirt, and so I got you one." And he opened up the shirt. He sold the shirt. It says KO Mania, and he said, "I know it says KO Mania, but this is the back. It's the front that you need to see." And then he said the front represents the fact that for the longest, it's kind of like he went off script or didn't go on script, but he wasn't talking about the character. He was talking about the man taking WWE by storm with his popularity and been an MVP over the last year. So it was only appropriate that KO Mania is renamed Wrestle and Zania, and as it was revealed when he gave Sami Zayn the shirt, Sami Zayn would look at the front and it would say Sami Zania, and Sami was elated. He put on the shirt and wanted another hug, but Kevin was like, no, I already hugged you. You get one hug a year. And the crowd kept chanting for it. He kept begging for it. Kevin Owens and Cody gave Sami Zayn another hug, but they would be attacked by the Usos. To which the Usos would super kick Kevin Owens out the ring. They would give the 1D to Sami, and they was getting ready to beat up Sami some more, but Kevin Owens would get back in the ring with a chair, chasing them off, and thus the show ended with them standing tall, daring the Usos to get back in the ring while they looking now. And then I think you heard Sami say that they going down at WrestleMania. This show was okay. So like I said, this was more so just like Raw. All these shows are just basically build-ups to WrestleMania with getting the final matches and everything else in order. They did announce too that John Cena versus Austin Theory for the United States Championship would kick off night 1, which is next Saturday of WrestleMania. So they did announce that was so we at least know what would be the first match to kick off the WrestleMania weekend of night 1. I'm going to give this episode of Smackdown a generous 7 out of. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 because now that I'm thinking about it, was it really 7 worthy? Not even the promos. It wasn't really a good promo. All the promos was average. It was like the same rinse and repeat stuff. Yeah, I'm giving it 6 out of 10 because it was just none of the promos really stuck out to me. They were not saying it was bad. They was good. They was good, but nothing stuck out to me. None of the matches really was. The best match was the Cody Rhodes versus Ludwig Kaiser. Other than that, everything else was kind of bland. Even the KO show didn't feel worthy of being the last thing to end the show. But I only can give it a 6. Like I said, I give it a 6 out of 10. Big ups. But you let me know in the comments down below what you thought, and if you enjoyed this review, you hit this button right there in the upper right corner for all of my WWE reviews. And if you enjoyed the video so much and want to support the channel, all you gotta do is hit those buttons. And as always, hit any one of these videos for more of my amazing content. One of these days, I'm gonna I'm gonna order a WrestleMania shirt. Probably, I don't know. I should have already done it, but I want to have a WrestleMania shirt for when I do the WrestleMania review. And I wish I had time to order another one of these because I wanted to get the World Heavyweight Championship. But hey, that was just food for thought. Get out of here, guys. Peace. And I got more gameplay and reactions coming up too. So.